welcome back to Book Critiques with Cait. I'm your host, Caitlin. In today's show, I'm going to cover the book Serafina by Rachel Hartman. I'll begin with a brief overview of the most prominent characters and give a shortened version of the book's plot. I will add in my personal opinion on the overall book and what impression the characters left on me as I go along through this episode. Finally, I will move on to my last topic and discuss the character of Serafina and her impact through the novel. So, to begin, I will read a summary of the plot from the website Goodreads. 4 decades of peace have done little to ease the mistrust between humans and dragons in the kingdom of Goreed. Folding themselves into human shape, dragons attend court as ambassadors and lend their rational, mathematical minds to universities as scholars and teachers. As the treaty's anniversary draws near, however, tensions are high. Serafina Dompek has reason to fear both sides. An unusually gifted musician, she joins the court just as a member of the royal family is murdered in suspiciously draconian fashion. Serafina is drawn into the investigation, partnering with the captain of the Queen's Guard, the dangerously perceptive Prince Lucian Kiggs. While they begin to uncover hints of a sinister plot to destroy the peace, Serafina struggles to protect her own secret, the secret behind her musical gift, one so terrible that its discovery could mean her very life. So to give a little bit more explanation and a little more backstory, Serafina's mother was a dragon who was disguised as a human, and she fell in love with Serafina's father. And this was totally against the rules. They were not meant to be together, but she didn't give him her true identity until she was already pregnant with Serafina. So as Serafina grows older and she becomes this really talented musician, her father permits her to become one of the court musicians, even though if her true identity was found out, it would probably mean death for her and for him as well. So, on the 40th anniversary of the peace treaty between the dragons and the humans, the human prince is murdered, and Serafina gets caught up in trying to solve this mystery and keep her own heritage a secret, even though the dragons can tell pretty soon who is one of them. So, when I read this about 4 or 5 years ago, I really, really enjoyed it. I could really relate to Serafina, and I feel like a lot of other people could too, because it's really about trying to find your own identity within growing up. And a little more on it is, as she's being brought up by her father, her tutor is later, well, it's pretty early in the novel, it's found out that he's also a dragon. And so, with the help of them and some other characters, Serafina is able to continue trying to solve this mystery of who murdered the human prince. So, we'll move on to my second topic, and that's more of an overview on Serafina and her impact of her character in the novel. So I really enjoyed this story, and so did the world-famous author Rick Riordan, and this is what he said in one of his own reviews. Think you've read everything about dragons? Think it's a worn-out concept? Serafina will make you think again. Our heroine of the title lives in a human kingdom that is about to celebrate 40 years of a peace treaty with the draconian race. But old prejudice dies hard. When the ruler of the dragons comes to the capital to commemorate the treaty, many factions on both sides wish to sabotage the fragile peace. Hartman's dragons are fascinating. They are part Vulcan from Star Trek, logical beings who assiduously express their violent emotions, and part Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock, high-functioning sociopaths who can do trigonometry in their heads and tell you exactly how many people are in the standing in a crowd, but who don't understand the concepts of music or shaking hands, or sometimes even wearing clothes. The dragons can take on human form, Sarantri, which makes things more and more complicated. Needless to say, dragons and humans are forbidden from falling in love, which doesn't mean it never happens. A great YA fantasy with plenty of intrigue and romance and several intertwining mysteries that will keep you reading. So, to me, Serafina is a very relatable character. She doesn't fit in with her society's standards, but she finds her passion and chases it through music. The oppression of her heritage is a really big part throughout this novel, and you learn how she copes with this pressure because she creates a mental garden in her mind, and she tends to it, and that's kind of her stress relief as she's trying to solve this mystery. So to wrap everything up, Seraphina is a fantasy mystery that keeps readers on edge of their seats the entire story. The story is well written, with Seraphina being a well-rounded and well-written character. Thank you for tuning in this week. If you like this content, please like and share this video. And remember to subscribe to NWTV7 for future episodes. Have a good day, everyone.